In this video, we are going to look specifically at whether we need to add or subtract the squares of our sides before we square root. Because the next exercise you will be looking at doing is going to be a mixed exercise where you need to choose whether you need to add the square of the sides or subtract the square of the sides. Please press pause and try to identify where you will add and where you will subtract the squares of the sides of these right angle triangles. Okay, first job, we look to identify the hypotenuse. We can see it is always across from the right angle, which means x is the hypotenuse. Because I'm trying to find the hypotenuse, it means I am looking to square each of my other sides and add them together. The next question, I identify the hypotenuse, which is opposite the right angle. I am trying to find out what x is. That means I need to square both sides and add them together before I square root. So that means I have 7 squared, add 5 squared for this one. Next question. I identify the hypotenuse, which is across from the right angle. X is the hypotenuse, which means I need to square 5 and add the square of 3. Next question. Identify the hypotenuse. This time again, it is an x, which means I'm trying to find that value. That means I need to square 7.1 and add the square of 4.9. Next question, I identify the hypotenuse. This time the value is given to me, which means I need to square 7.8 and subtract 3.1 squared from it. Next question, identify the hypotenuse. This time the value is x, which means I need to find the hypotenuse. I do that by squaring 6 and adding 4 squared to it. Next question, I am looking for the hypotenuse, which in this case is 7. That means I need to square 7 and subtract 3 squared from it. Next question, hypotenuse, in this case is 7.8. I know the value, which means I need to square 7.8 and subtract 6.1 squared from it. Last question, I identify the hypotenuse. I'm given the value of the hypotenuse, which means I need to square 6.8 and subtract 3.2 squared from it. So, key fact here, if my hypotenuse is a letter or an unknown, I add. If my hypotenuse is a number, I need to subtract.